present. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Storyworks podcast. I am Zac Andrew.
I'm Andrew Hall.
Hello.
Davis is peeking from around the bay. We're here to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. Lord of the Rings.
The classic fantasy story.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna talk about the Lord of the Rings. We're gonna do a little Hobbit discussion. Then we're gonna talk about the new Amazon show,
Rings of Power.
out streaming now. Crazy shit, man. We've waited so long for this series.
First two episodes are out.
It's crazy. We have watched them. We watched episode 2 today.
Literally like 30 minutes ago or something like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that shit a little bit later here. First, though, let's talk about where it all started. Fucking Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Bling.
The good old Fellowship.
2000, dude. It's been so long. It makes me feel so old.
It's wild.
This movie is like actually dated now. It's strange.
It's 22 years old.
Who's the creator?
The director.
Oh, Tolkien.
Yeah. George R.R. Martin created Lord of the Rings, bro.
Right from his balls.
He brought it out into the world, man. He wrote
Yeah.
that shit.
J.R.R. Tolkien, man. Yeah, he was one of the biggest influences for my writing and like just world building in general.
Dude, yeah.
I didn't get into any of the books like until way after I saw the movies a few times, but like fake. But yeah, no. Ever since I saw the Fellowship of the Ring, it just like that's what gripped fantasy onto me.
Yeah,
I feel like.
for sure.
It's like my first introduction, and it just has always stuck with me. I love.
There's
it's-
just something about Gandalf, man.
Gandalf's a fucking king. He is the king. Return of the king.
Return
it's
of
not
the King.
Aragorn.
It's true. It's true.
So I just want to ask, what was your first experience with Lord of the Rings, and how did your relationship with it grow afterwards?
I mean, I think before I actually ended up seeing Lord of the Ring, like before I saw Fellowship, I actually had on my PS2 a game that was The Hobbit,
Yeah.
and it wasn't, Lord of the
Was
Rings.
it like the cartoony kind of?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy,
Yes.
man! Holy shit!
And it was that game was like impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe I was just dumb and a child.
Well, yeah, dude. When you think about playing games when you're a kid, like
But
playing
also,
Crash
like,
Bandicoot as
but
a child,
Dude, I mean,
hard. I mean, Crash is. Still
I was gonna
hard
say
as
play Crash Bandicoot as an adult, and it's still difficult.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. That's just,
Dude, I tried playing Mega Man the other day. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying,
whoop
dude.
your ass,
Dude, how
dude.
the
Yeah,
fuck do we
Games
play
like
this
old games are hard,
they really are.
and this game was just impossible for me as a kid. But I loved it, and then I ended up having Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers on my PS2,
Yeah,
like as a video
dude.
game. That shit
a
was
good
dope.
one.
And then yeah, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers. I started consuming the movies.
Yeah. How old do you
Um,
think you were when you watched like Fellowship for the first time?
I think I was probably like 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm about around the same range. Funny enough, I think the first time that I ever interacted with it was like definitely played like a weird, like one of the JRPG games that they came out with on the PS2. I can't remember the name of it, but also the Return of the King game was fucking legendary, dude. It was like 2-player.
There were some really good Lord of the Rings games, man.
Yeah. I specifically remember doing like couch co-op.
There was
in
that
game.
one. There was I think it was like War for the Ring, where it was like an alternate timeline, I think.
Really?
Where you could play as like if Sauron beat Isildur or something like that. It was
What?
pretty dope.
That's crazy.
I played the Lord of the Rings MMO,
Mm-hmm.
like Lord of the Rings Online, I think is what it was called.
I remember trying. I tried to
I
get
played
into
that
it at
one when I was a
point.
kid, and I was just like, I want to be a hobbit.
We tried to tap into it recently, and it's just
Unplayable.
no, dude, yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Man, but yeah, I played that when I was a kid and I loved it. I was like, oh yeah, I just love this shit. Playing
You're
as
just
little
I'm
like
just a
ranger,
hobbit, and
yeah.
I like it.
Exactly.
Similar times, yeah.
And then the Shadow of War, like the Shadow of Mordor games.
Dude, those games.
Those are like the most
holy
recent.
shit. I never beat the second one, but the
It's
first
dope, man.
game was so much fun. That's like the most.
It's not
enemies.
like canon, but it's dope.
Yeah, and it's just cool, I mean, you're fighting like 30 orcs at once.
You can like turn them to your side and shit.
It's so cool. I know it's crazy. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't think that the Hobbit game, man. That's crazy. What a fucking throwback.
What a way to be introduced to it.
So, what drew you into Middle Earth? Is there anything specifically, or was that one of your first takes of fantasy that you've had? Like, I think it was one of the earlier works of fantasy I've ever seen, and like
most definitely, yeah. I mean, because like I was a big Harry Potter kid when I grew up.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
So that was like my huge dose of like fantasy, but it was still like in like the 90s, so it wasn't like super fantasy.
Yeah.
In terms of like just straight up fantasy like that, yeah, I think Lord of the Rings was like my first foray into that. And I think it was mainly because like my brothers loved it so much.
Yeah. Okay.
We actually had like a Lord of the Rings Risk board game.
That's sick.
Where you could
Do you
play.
still have it?
Yeah.
Can we go play Lord of the Rings Risk, actually?
Dude, I'm down. But you could play as like the Fellowship taking the ring from the Shire down to Mordor, and then the other team, like the other players, would be Sauron's forces. Like
it's
the
orc time,
orcs.
baby.
Yeah. And you'd just be like fighting for control over areas of the Shire. I never learned how to play it.
Yeah.
But
I would just kind of hop on and
I just
around.
look at the board and it had like the ring with it, and I just look at that. And be
the
like,
ring,
cool.
yeah, you're like sick.
The Fellowship had like eagles as their like +5 unit pieces.
That's cool.
The Sauron's forces had like ring wraiths and troll like ogres.
Yeah,
it was dope.
Hell yeah, dude, that's sick. So, I guess we just jump into the Fellowship.
Let's just jump into it.
Let's talk about it, man. So, like, was this a movie that you could like actually sit down and watch the first time you went through it? Because the Fellowship, it's longer.
It's long.
It's got that buffering time in the beginning. It's kind of a slow burn for sure.
Fellowship is definitely it's the one that I've consumed the most out of all of them.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mainly because once I like stopped owning all of them, I remember being a kid and like the Google Play Store was like, "Hey, Merry Christmas. You get a copy of Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring."
What?
I got Michael Bay's Transformers.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. On my Google
You got
Play
the
account,
gold.
I own one fucking movie, and it's Michael Bay's.
Mine is
Transformers.
Lord of the Rings Fellowship.
Dude, what the fuck? Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one. 'Cause I was tripping. I was like,
No,
I've never
I know.
bought this
I was
shit.
like, yeah.
I have it on DVD. Why would I have it on Google Play?
That's fucking
But
funny.
yeah, so I've seen that. Like, I've consumed that one, I guess, the most out of all three.
Yeah. Whenever I like try to show people Lord of the Rings, like that's just always the hardest part to get through,
Yeah, it's a.
Those opening Shire scenes, I mean, they're beautiful, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Very sentimental. But for people trying to get into it, I think it's similarly to trying to show people, like, if you were to try and show somebody A New Hope.
Yeah.
That hasn't seen Star Wars, it's got that, like, slow burn
Slow,
to it.
yeah.
However,
Breaking Bad.
yeah, Breaking Bad, yeah, that's good. Yeah, like season 1 is like
Mhm.
that kind of slow territory. But like halfway through the Fellowship, shit does pop off.
Oh,
you
dude,
know, it gets crazy.
Once they get into Moria and
Yeah, that's always like the time you're waiting for. You know what I mean? It's like,
you're just waiting for them to speak friend and enter.
yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, you're like, all right, here we fucking go.
It's time.
Yeah, once it starts to break into that, I do love this movie, man. All the Khazad-dûm stuff,
Oh my god.
fucking fantastic. Sorry, give me 1 second. I don't think I took enough notes. There's too much to do.
So much.
There's too much Lord of the Rings. There's too many
true.
lords and there's too many rings.
There's so
Many
goddamn
words, not
many.
enough rings.
There's
Not
too
enough
many.
rings.
Sauron, you bitch! You should have made more.
No, there needs to be less rings. Just one ring to rule them all.
No, we need to control the economy.
Yeah.
I'm the capitalist Maiar. Yeah, I don't know where to jump into next, man. I mean, it's just
there's so much to Lord of the Rings, man.
it's such an epic saga, and it's characters, favorite characters,
I mean,
but they're all good, Davis.
There's just so much.
Why do you like?
That's, I mean,
What about their character developments do you like? Go.
Oh,
Start with the hobbits.
start with the Hobbits.
Hobbits. Okay, all right.
I mean, let's
Wanna
just
talk
talk about.
character
I mean,
arcs?
yeah, I mean the greatest character in Lord of the Rings, Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee.
Oh God.
Samwise is a
I
fucking.
just bow
king.
down.
I'll
Bow
carry
down to
you
our
any
king.
day of the week.
I can't carry the ring, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you.
He's a fucking gardener, dude.
We love him. He's an absolute legend.
He's a gardener and he's a Frodo simp, and that's I
He's
love
always so afraid, but also so brave.
it. Yeah, dude. I love him in the books too. The way he's such a scared fucking hobbit in the first one, but by the
Mhm.
time you get to Return of the King,
That's like all the hobbits, though. Honestly,
no, you're right. They each have a really
Merry and Pippin do their own shit.
yeah. They get separated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking crazy, man.
It's wild,
I think
man.
Frodo's like
He looks rough by the end. He's
Ooh.
like fucking guy.
no, it's
he definitely
not.
gets like the worst of everything that happens to him.
Yeah, but it's also he makes all the wrong choices like
He
all
put
the
on
time.
fucking ring,
It's
dude.
true.
You're not wrong.
My man is just being corrupted.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll bear
He
it.
bit the apple, dude.
Yeah,
He bit the apple. Yeah, no.
I'll bear it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how it works in the books for Frodo too, because like in the time span between like when he finds the ring, when Gandalf finds the ring, Bilbo fucks off.
Yeah, it's like 50 years or something like that, right?
I think it was like 11 years
Okay.
or something like
I
that.
didn't-
But it's
I
like
didn't read the book.
in the fucking movie, it's like Gandalf just sets off. It's a little
Yeah.
montage. It
Yeah.
shows him like going through the library,
Mhm.
reading the deep lore and shit.
He's just downloading it all into his head.
yeah. And it feels way more seamless. But in the
Yeah,
books,
like,
like
there's not a
Frodo's
lot of
literally
time.
just like he shelves that fucking ring and he's just existing for 11 years. And Gandalf comes back and he's like, "Oh
He's like,
shit,
"Aw,
here we go again."
Frodo. Frodo Baggins.
Frodo Baggins.
I mean, we love Bilbo as well.
Dude, yeah, so fucking Bilbo. We're going to talk about The Hobbit as well. There's mixed opinions about The Hobbit, but I liked The Hobbit.
I like the Hobbit movies.
They were a little weird. There were some interesting choices made in them, but
For sure. Absolutely.
Bilbo, as in like just thinking of his character arc, I love that he was like adventurous to begin with,
Yes.
but he's kind of he mellowed back and got into that comfort
Mhm.
zone, and then by the time we get to this, he's like, I'm fucking off. I'm done with
He's
the
like, "I'm done.
Shire.
I'm
He's
done."
like,
It's like,
I'm
thank
getting
you.
the hell
Good
out
day.
of here. Yeah, and I'm not saying goodbye. He goes to fucking live with the elves, and by the end of Return of the King,
He's
the only Hobbit to ever get into Valinor, maybe,
Yeah.
if he makes it on the boat ride.
Yeah.
He's looking real fucking rough by the end of it.
oh man.
Bilbo's a great character, though. He's more of just kind of that father figure for Frodo in the Lord of the Rings series,
For
but
sure.
he has such a fun personality in The Hobbit.
Oh, definitely.
Martin Freeman's portrayal was like fucking fantastic.
Really good. It brought a lot to Bilbo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fucking the Tooks,
The Tooks.
Merry and Pippin, both kind of fuckheads.
They have like -5 intelligence.
They have
at the
negative
start
5?
of like fellowship
They cannot complete a role
to save their
No,
life.
Yeah, for sure. this is their like it's time to learn some shit phase, but they
Yeah.
also like they're helpful in this movie too, though. You know, they help Frodo and Sam kind of evade the fucking ring wraiths.
Yeah.
At the beginning, and I just really like where their arcs go. Kind of like, I mean, they're captured in like most of the Two Towers.
Yeah.
That movie starts off with like figuring out what happened, and then they're separated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preference between like Pippin and Merry? I
I
mean, they're both great in their own rights.
Merryweather took.
I like how much Gandalf grills. Yeah, Merry. That's probably my favorite thing.
I gotta go with Merry, man.
Throw yourself in next time. He fucks up so much, and Gandalf is ready to hit this.
Gandalf dies for it, man.
Oh my god.
He literally dies for it.
Fool of a took. No, you're not wrong. He did kind of cause Gandalf the Grey's demise. I've never thought of it that way, man.
You fool of a took.
They really should have focused on him afterwards, not Frodo. Just like it just becomes his story afterwards.
The man
Living
who
with
killed a
killing
Maiar.
Gandalf. Yeah, the man who killed a Maiar. That's fucking crazy. Their line once in Return of the King, the sandy white beaches line of
Dude.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. That's a fucking beautiful moment.
Oh my god.
Um,
Just all the characters, man. They're so good. There's
That's-
just so many.
yeah,
Like those are all the hobbits.
yeah. Do you have a favorite character? Is there anybody that you're just always rooting for? It's one of those movies where there's so many adventures happening at once.
Yeah, that's
know?
true. I mean, I'm always rooting for Frodo. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking like favorite characters, how is it not Gandalf?
Yeah, dude. It literally
It's-
just has to be Gandalf.
It's got to be Gandalf. He's the greatest character.
He has the most intense fight in the Fellowship of the Ring. And I'm not talking about the Balrog. I'm talking about Saruman spinning him on
my
the floor, dude.
God.
He just like...
It's insane.
I've seen this edit on YouTube or some shit that it's like Gandalf turns around to exit when Saruman's trapping him in that room
Yeah.
and the doors just keep closing. He like looks around like 8 times and the doors just keep closing. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a very mean movie. One of
It's
the
true.
original memeable.
Oh yeah, dude. No, for sure.
Whenever I think of like Lord of the Rings memes, I just think of like, did you know that Vito Mortensen broke his toe when he kicked the helmet?
yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, Gandalf's got to be. But do you like Gandalf the White or Gandalf the Gray? Both badass in
They're
their own
both
respective
badass.
ways.
I mean, like Gandalf the Grey is dope.
Yeah,
I mean, this dude literally like no like hesitation fights a fucking Balrog, and
it's
he
so
also
good.
fights Sauron in the fucking Hobbit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think Gandalf the Grey is my favorite because he's a little more, Gandalf the White's so like
He's like,
he's like Cell's perfect form.
Literally,
I am
yeah.
perfection.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Gandalf the Grey. That was my name. I'm Gandalf the White.
I'm new, bitch. I'm the upgrade.
I'm the upgrade.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking I really like Aragorn. You know what, like
The
really
Ranger.
yeah. The whole ghost sequence in the Return of the King was probably my favorite bit with Aragorn.
Mm-hmm. Getting the ghost boys.
Like, dude, that's the coolest shit I've ever heard in my life. You're gonna
It's-
roll up to the final battle.
with the army of ghosts.
Not the final battle, but the Battle of Pelennor
yeah.
Fields.
Yeah,
With an army of fucking ghost men.
that's dope.
It's so fucking cool.
That's like, how do you beat that?
you don't, dude. That's why they win. It's like, I've done the undoable.
I've done it.
The sword is reforged, and I've got fucking ghosts. You have dragons? Cool, I have ghosts.
I've got ghosts. Have fun burning them.
Gotcha. Spooked you. Yeah, that's definitely Aragorn's shining moment for me.
My friends.
I do like the tracking stuff when they're trying to find Pippin and Merry.
Yeah.
In the Two Towers.
My friends, you bow for no one.
Yeah, dude. That's a beautiful moment.
Oh,
We respect hobbits in this household.
they're always underestimated, man.
They are, no. You're right, dude. Do you have a favorite film in the trilogy?
Again, I think I just really love Fellowship a lot.
Yeah, really? That's your favorite?
I think.
Gotcha.
I think so.
It's got that kind of comfort
Yeah.
to it.
I feel like I can just rewatch that one whenever I want.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's something like that's like a comfort movie for like me and Kayla. Same thing with the first Hobbit movie.
Yeah,
An Unexpected Journey.
Mm-hmm.
I
just love the Boromir's journey too throughout Fellowship.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Boromir, dude. Boromir is one of my favorite characters. He's such a like cock at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But that ending, dude.
Oh.
He goes out. He did it before. So it makes me think of the Northman when Ethan Hawke's character dies.
Oh yeah.
How he takes those arrows. I mean, it's like spears in the Northman, but like
yeah.
The arrows like at Boromir's end.
Yeah.
That is like one of my favorite scenes probably in the trilogy. When he finally realizes he's a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
he
all
does
right.
the one good thing he can.
Yeah, and it's the last goddamn thing he does.
It redeems him.
His conversation with Aragorn, my king.
Oh.
It always gets one tear out of me, just even if it's just one.
Just the singular.
The singular tear down the face. No, I fucking love Boromir, dude.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
My favorite in the series?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, but before this thought slips away, because we were talking about Boromir, it made me think of the scene where the ring. Do you remember the shot where the ring like falls in the snow when you get that ring in the foreground and you see kind of Frodo and Boromir in the background?
Yeah.
Did you know that they had different sized rings on set? That's actually like a big ring.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
sitting in
that.
the snow. It's not like the actual. It's like a big ring that they set in the snow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know
they had
that.
different scales
That's
depending on the
insane.
shot. Super funny. Like I don't remember who told me that, but
that's crazy.
Pleasantly surprised. It's just a funny image.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasantly surprised to hear that.
We need the bigger ring.
Bring in the large ring. Can fit it around your neck.
Oh man. It's a necklace.
I don't know, man. It's really hard to pick a favorite. Like, the first one's a great comfort movie.
Yeah.
The third one is just bad ass.
It's true.
Just like
it's true.
the battles are my favorite.
The climaxes of the century.
Yeah, dude. But then the Battle of Helm's Deep and shit in the second one. I really like the Rohan stuff.
Yeah.
In the second movie. Our fucking boy, what's his name, is one of the Knights of Rohirrim. He plays.
You're talking
Eowyn.
about. Yeah, you're talking about Carl Urban.
Yeah, our boy Carl Urban, dude. Fucking just a gem.
Billy Butcher, yeah.
Yeah, just a gem to remember that he's in these films.
It's always so nice.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's fair.
Return of the King might be my favorite.
Might edge out.
I think so. I just love the conclusion. I love seeing Sauron's tower go the fuck down.
Nice.
At the end of the movie.
No, I agree.
Also,
we love to see it happen.
The image of Aragorn looking back at the camera and just the war charge
for Frodo.
Oh, dude. It kills me every time, man.
It's so good, man.
I think it's got to be Return of the King.
It's understandable.
Yeah, dude. So, I really, like I said, I'd watch all these movies over and over again. Then we found out that The Hobbit was coming out.
Yes, back when we were in high school, man.
Yeah. Super hyped. I was so fucking excited. I remember us going to it to see the first. Did we see the first movie?
We saw all three of them.
Oh, yeah, we did catch them all together, yeah. So I think, like, we were too young to care at the time. But the huge discourse about The Hobbit was all of the VFX,
Yeah.
like having CGI orcs and stuff, as opposed to the
Practical
prosthetics and
effects,
stuff.
yeah.
And filming it at 60 FPS,
Oh.
which you can just tell it's got that different feel to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Felt like a strange choice. It's something I noticed, but you kind of get over.
Yeah.
You know, while you're watching it, they're fucking long ass movies.
People didn't like that Legolas was in it too, right?
Yeah, because they just kind of shoehorned him in there.
They were just like, oh, we need some way to tie this to Lord of the Rings outside of Bilbo and Gandalf.
For some reason. I mean, yeah, Gandalf should have been enough for people. It's like it's like whatever.
It's like cool.
That
like
Legolas is there.
I'm not like mad to see Legolas.
Right.
It's just strange that he's
it's
there,
just
I guess.
strange. He's there just to be cool and defy gravity. And
Yeah,
stuff.
to just jump on rocks and stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
I wasn't mad at it. You know, I love seeing my boy Orlando.
For sure.
A lot of that's just people getting pissed though.
Oh, dude,
people like to do that. People like to get so mad.
It's so funny that people say they're fans of series and they hate everything about it.
I fucking hate it. But I love this series with my whole.
Anyway, I love Lord of the Rings, but like it's absolutely dog shit that they're making a new TV show.
Oh man. Yeah, so didn't really, it just never really bothered me the way it does other people. I enjoyed it.
I liked Hobbit.
Like I said,
like at least I liked the first Hobbit. I remember seeing the second Hobbit and being upset that the name of the movie is Desolation of Smaug, and Smaug's in the film for all of 15 minutes.
That was a letdown for sure. We liked the movie walking out of it, but I remember we were like, damn, dude. And then to come back with the third movie just to have him die in the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's like, okay.
So Smaug gets 20 minutes
of screen time and then he's just gone.
Yeah.
And then they tacked on the Battle of the Five Armies at the end.
Yeah. And I think I've only seen Battle of the Five Armies once.
Yeah, I think the only time I saw it was in theaters.
That one's not super, I'm not
That's the one with Legolas jumping on the rocks as they're falling.
Yeah. I'm not super excited to rewatch that or whatever. I mean, I will if we ever do a Hobbit.
Yeah.
Rewatch. It's just
we love. I mean,
if
I
go back. I'm gonna watch the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Dwarven party, man.
Yes. The close-up zooms of them drinking fucking mead and it's just pouring down their beards.
It's so good when they're just in Bilbo's home.
Ransacking his entire kitchen, eating all of his food, and he's just
then they start cleaning all the plates.
Well, fuck me, I guess. Yeah. And then after that,
they do the singing. Yeah.
do the dwarven chanting.
The misty mountains tall.
Bilbo's like, I'm just trying to fucking sleep,
I'm just a
dude.
hobbit. Why are there 19 dwarves here?
Jesus Christ.
And
man.
a wizard.
Yeah. And fucking Gandalf pops in. He's like, we're going on an adventure, dude. And you're coming with us.
And he's like, no, I'm not. And then he's like, or maybe I am.
Unless.
Ha ha ha. What if I went on an adventure with you? Just kidding. Unless.
Cut to him running through the Shire.
I'm going on an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure. Yeah, dude. We love the Fellowship. The fucking troll scene. Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the troll scene. They handled that really well.
Yeah.
Didn't they get into
They meet some elves. And and they meet some underground people, I think, too.
That's okay. That's kind of more so the conclusion of this one. I was trying to think of where the first one ended.
Yeah, the first one ends with them
into the caves, the cave trolls.
Yeah, and it ends with them on that cliff edge.
Yeah.
When they fight the one orc, the white orc, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Thorin is like, Did I not say that you were a coward and the weakest among us?
Yes, dude.
Never have I been so wrong.
You do. I love that shit. You love to hear it. It's amazing.
It's so good.
I love Thorin. His acting is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one, that's with like the barrels and shit, right? They go on the
Yes,
barrel ride.
yes.
That's like they get captured by the elves.
Like the wood elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is that where Legolas comes in?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Okay.
Because I think that's when they introduce the lady elf.
Yeah, they had to do that. They did that little like
The
love interest
dwarf,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
like the weird love triangle between like her and Legolas and
Yeah.
her and the dwarf.
Right. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. The little things that I
Slowly
kind
but
of
surely.
forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I liked the desolation. The Lake Town stuff was really cool. I really
Yeah.
liked like the design of it,
Mhm.
and just the feel of those scenes.
Bard Bowman is a dad.
Dude, who is it? Stephen Colbert is in that.
Yeah,
is
he
in like
is.
the Lake Town scene.
Yeah,
Isn't that so cool?
that's super.
He's like a super
he's,
Tolkien fan.
super Tolkien guy.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That would just be dope. Could you imagine just being told like, "Hey, you want to come be an extra on set?"
Yeah, for sure, dude. I'd shit my pants.
Like, hey, I gotta see what I got going.
Yeah, like,
you
what?
know, I don't know if I can be in.
I don't know if I can
next.
squeeze that into my schedule. I'm
Yeah.
pretty busy.
I got a podcast to record.
Do you have any speaking roles available? Maybe then I could squeeze you
Send
in.
it over. I'll see if I can get to it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, no, I really like once they get into the mountain, dude. Like
Yeah.
the piles of gold, you know, the whole smog interaction.
Dude, yeah, when
While
Frodo is like
short-lived, it's very
or
good.
Frodo, Bilbo is like sneaking around the fucking gold
Yeah.
piles.
Yep. Very scary when you first see smog emerge. I love the eye opening in the midst of the gold.
Yeah.
How do you think Benedict Cumberbatch did?
Cumberbatch. I liked Smog. I thought he was cool. He was very spooky.
Have you seen like the CGI images of Cucumber crawling around?
I have not.
He's like on all fours, dude.
That's
He's like,
hilarious, actually.
I smell hobbits.
I didn't think he did the mocap for it.
He did.
That's insane.
He turned into a dragon.
That's incredible. I guess he's dedicated to the role.
Question mark? Yeah, dude.
He's also Sauron, is he not? Or he's like the necromancer dude. He's like the voice of the necromancer dude.
That I did not know. He might be. That would make
I'm pretty
sense.
sure he's the voice of the necromancer dude that they fight.
Interesting.
That like
okay.
Gandalf, Galadriel, and Elrond fight.
Yeah, is that in 2? Is
I
that
think
the
that's in
Desolation? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Gandalf goes on his side quest in this one.
Yeah, and then Galadriel and Elrond are just like, we're here too.
What's up, motherfucker? We here to fight.
This place.
So is Saruman, dude.
yeah,
that old son of a bitch is like,
yeah. This is like when he
bow
starts
staffing.
to like get his delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's all coming back now.
Yeah, right? You're like, time to go back and watch the Hobbit movies. Yeah, I do like that, the set for that sequence now that I'm remembering it.
That like super cursed area.
Yeah, they're fighting like spirits and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then the design of the necromancer, when you first see it, like form into what like the eye kind of is.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's just very insane.
Cool sequence. Yeah, so
I definitely remember the least about the third one.
that's what I was gonna say. It's like
like I
it
know
just
that
wasn't
like
super memorable.
I
The
remem-
King's
like-
Madness is a thing.
King's Madness starts to become a thing. The humans leave Lake Town because it gets destroyed, and
Right.
they like take refuge in the ruins of a city.
And the 5 dwarves are locked into the Lonely Mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the elves show up, and then the orcs show up.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
This is actually Battle of the 5 Armies is like not that long in the books at all.
it just
Bilbo-
gets over pretty quick.
Yeah, Bilbo gets like knocked out if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Like,
and he
a
just wakes
rock
up when
falls
it's
on his head.
over?
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool that they gave it some more breadth in this.
Yeah.
I think it was very controversial that they made 3 movies, but like,
Yeah.
I'll spend more time in the worlds. It's fine. If I want to rewatch a certain one, I will. But,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not super mad at it because that battle was, it's a cool sequence.
Oh, for sure.
I'm pretty sure dwarves are like riding pigs and shit and like
Yeah.
fighting the orcs.
Yeah.
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 You're like, yes.
Yeah. It's all coming back, man.
Yeah. So that was cool. Like the final battle is really cool.
Yeah.
Um.
And then, Bilbo finishes writing his book about the Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah. It is sweet. It ends with old Bilbo again. Yeah. I loved that. That was really cool. Obviously, I'm a fan more so of The Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah, of course.
But I love them both. They're both dear in my heart just
For
because I
sure.
love the world.
They're
I love
enjoyable.
the universe so much. Would you ever give a shot trying to read these books, do you think?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a lot because, like, I've read them through at least once. It's a lot of, like, descriptions, man.
There's, like appendices.
Yeah. That's a lot of what they pulled from Rings of Power, which is really interesting. They pulled from, like, second
wild.
page appendices and then some Silmarillion stuff, I believe. I've read the Silmarillion once. I really want to read it again, but, dude,
Yeah.
that is a hard read.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just Tolkien's like, I'm going to shotgun everything at
Here's
you right now.
exposition for
Yeah.
literally everything.
It's exposition the book. It's just the Silmarillion is like the fucking Bible.
Yeah, here's-
the Tolkien Bible.
Here's how Middle Earth was created.
sung
and-
into existence from Iluvatar.
Yeah.
Shit's nuts, man. It gets wild. Which kind of brings us into the Rings of Power, getting into
Yes.
earlier age stuff. I will say
Yes.
everything that I've read that I kind of remember, it was like my first year of college. I went on a binge and read all this shit.
Yeah.
I really liked the exposure and everything that you kind of learn about the first couple of ages.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for a lot of it to stick. So, like,
Just because
I'm not...
there's so many names
Right.
and times and everything.
Yeah. So, like, I had a general idea from my one read-through. But in this way, when it comes to Rings of Power and how they're dealing with earlier ages, I'm not like a lot of the people that are review bombing this show to
Yeah.
where, like, they're like,
oh, this doesn't exactly match up in timeline.
yeah, because from what it seems like, the showrunners for Rings of Power, like I said, pulled from those appendices and like some certain
Yeah, they
things,
weren't
and-
allowed to like adapt
yeah.
everything.
So they kind of are forming, they're doing some of their own stuff. And a lot of people are just straight up calling it fan fiction, but
Yeah.
because they're mad, because they're just, a lot of people are pissed off.
Yeah.
Not for great reason, I don't believe. If you don't like the show,
You're
don't-
allowed
don't
to
watch it. That's
yeah,
cool.
I
Go
was gonna say,
watch
you're
Lord of
allowed
the
to
Rings
not
again.
watch the show.
yeah. I think it's crazy how it's getting like super review bombed.
But it's insane because it's like you hear like it's getting super review bombed, but then you also see people who are like, I thought this show was going to be bad, but I ended up actually enjoying it
exactly
more
yeah.
than I thought I would.
So that's before we even talk about it. That's what I think that is me and Andrew's advice to you. Watch the show. Stay out of the comments sections about the show.
Yeah, just take it and form your own opinion about it, man.
Yeah, there's so much hate from 40-year-old white guys that you just don't need to listen to. You can think about it yourself. Don't put things in your head and then go into the viewing experience expecting that.
Yeah, just go in expecting to watch something that's, Middle Earth related.
Right. We went in with that mindset. And I've got to say, personally, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time.
I actually really liked the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, at the current time, I know there's going to be more out by the time this episode airs, but currently there's 2 episodes out. Me and Andrew watched the first episode last night, and we just caught up on the second one today.
Yes.
I felt like I was swept back into Middle Earth, man.
Yeah, man, it was very cool to see everything in the Second Age. You
Yeah.
know, the big, sweeping elven capitals and
Yes, dude. Beautiful.
dwarven strongholds that are like still alive and thriving.
Dude, yeah, seeing Khazad-dûm before its age of decay, when there's
Yeah.
only orcs and balrogs to be found in it.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That happened in episode 2. I will say episode 2 was a lot. Episode 1 is more you're
Set
meeting
up.
these characters,
Yeah.
and you're being
Introducing
reintroduced.
plot lines and
Yeah, the second episode moves at a pace that I really enjoyed, and it showed a lot of fun stuff.
it covers a lot of characters
It does.
at once as well.
Yeah, you're following a good few characters throughout the story. The first episode starts with some awesome exposition that I was so fucking happy to dude. To
The
see
Morgoth name drop.
the Morgoth name drops. We're talking about Silmarillions. Getting to see the trees, man. The trees of light.
Yes.
And the burning of them.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't show Morgoth take it. That would have been crazy if they show an actual depiction of Morgoth.
That would have been.
Because I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some book renditions and stuff, but shit, dude. It was so cool to see the tree of light though, and then just the
you
burning.
see Valinor.
Yeah, those are in Valinor.
Yeah.
Having it start out in Valinor, seeing the elves
Leave.
as kids, and then quickly it's wartime. You know,
Hundreds of
fucking
years
nuts.
pass. in
It's
the
so
blink of an
crazy.
eye.
Yeah, dude.
It really makes you feel like you're an elf when you watch it.
Yeah.
Because you're hearing it from Galadriel's perspective.
They're honest. Yeah, you are definitely 100% in the elf's perspective.
It's just like, okay, hundreds of years have passed. We've been fighting.
Yeah. How did you like Galadriel in this?
I liked her.
Yeah.
I thought she was cool.
I think her actress is doing really well.
Yeah.
I love the design and the armor and stuff that she's been in.
She picks up that dagger and it's just like, this is my vow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's taking on her brother's vow to seek out Sauron because she's currently the only person that really believes he is still a threat.
Yeah, he's kind of gone dormant.
She's on the money. She knows what's up.
Yeah, man, this show, I was really, impressed by it.
Yeah.
I just love seeing the early, you get the early rendition of hobbits, their ancestors.
The Harfoots.
The Harfoots.
I was it was so cool seeing it's like the pre-Shire.
Yeah.
But they're a migrating, they
They're
migrate.
nomads, yeah.
Yeah. And they have this camouflaged village
They
set
just
up.
drop them. They hear somebody coming and they're just like,
Yeah.
shades.
So cool, dude. I was like, this is the predecessor to the Hobbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mobile Hobbit hole.
Exactly. Exactly.
Super cool seeing how the culture works. They're doing a lot of star reading,
Yeah.
star charting and mapping.
Yeah.
Possible for it seems like they're doing some kind of predictions based
Yeah,
off
it's
of
very
that.
cool. Do you want to drop a spoiler warning for Rings of Power here?
Yeah, we do. We're definitely gonna talk about everything that happened in the episode. So we're just gonna drop.
I'll go ahead
those.
and drop that here.
Yeah, spoiler time.
Spoiler.
Yeah, the Harfoot stuff was really cool. Episode 1 again is just kind of introducing the characters. Is her name Noria or Nori?
Nori.
Nori is kind of the main.
She's the little the child Harfoot.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to drop the director too before we get too far into it. Episodes 1 and 2. I don't know if he directed the whole series, but episode 1 and 2 at least was J.A. Bayona. He's directed some other shows. Man, there was a movie that I think he directed one of the newer Jurassic World movies as
Oh, really?
well.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a big thing. This is a big thing to helm.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
being given Lord of the here you get to write the first new bit of content in Middle Earth lore in 20 years, 15 years.
Yeah, however long it's been since The Hobbit.
Yeah, so about a decade.
It's very scary, man. I mean, this is a tough, just like Star Wars, you got tough fans to please, pretty much.
Nobody's gonna be 100% happy.
Exactly. I'm saying he did great.
Oh,
These
for sure.
landscapes held so true to the
Oh my
original
God.
Lord of the Rings.
When you see Galadriel's brother, I can't remember his name. He walks up that hill and you just see the city of in Valinor
Yes.
and the tree.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
I've watched a couple interviews with the director. He said one of the things that hold most true to him about Tolkien's work is the landscapes.
Yeah.
How he always described them and how symbolic they were. And I think that definitely rings true throughout these 2 episodes because he's just doing these amazing, beautiful, wide shots. He used anamorphic lenses.
Oh, yeah.
He was going for that CinemaScope super wide feel.
And he got it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just to be back in New Zealand, you know, they're getting shots in New Zealand. They're there. There's a lot of VFX in this stuff, but still, they are also using
a lot of practical effects.
Exactly. It's not all VFX, which I love. I like that they're
we love the mix and match.
Yeah, like how we talked about in Prey. The Predator is like half and half, and it turned out great.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's the way to do it. I think that just kind of looks the best.
Yeah.
The fucking design for this show was great, dude. The orcs, we haven't seen many. We just saw the one in episode 2, like the first orc that you see kind of infiltrating after the main wars.
He looks fucked up.
Dude, scary. That scene was like a horror movie.
He's wearing like a bone mask.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love how they did the orcs in this. Man, the fucking scene, it just talking about orcs made me think of like the scene where it shows Galadriel's brother that big war.
In that huge fight scene.
Like yelling and he's like fighting orcs.
The rain is coming down.
Oh my God, that shot was amazing.
I was like, yeah, this is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's the moment I was like, they're here for us. They know what they're doing. Very reminiscent of like the big exposition at the beginning of the Fellowship.
Yes.
And I loved that. It just made you feel at home immediately.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of like the use of practical effects, all of the water scenes, they had a big water tank, dude.
Is that what Galadriel was swimming in?
Yeah.
Oh man.
They actually they had a huge water tank. From what I heard, the director of photography was really fighting the team to use natural light as much as possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching an interview and somebody was like, I love the use of natural light in the sea, you know, when we're in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you're going to have to thank the director of photography because he fought me on it and he won. And he was like, it was definitely worth it. And I think so too, the way that the sea shots turned out, you know, getting the underwater shots.
Oh yeah, no, it looked super good.
The second episode, Galadriel's journey I really like where it went. I know they were setting her up in episode 1, and that was cool too. But she was basically in Jaws.
Her journey in episode 2 was essentially Jaws.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. That was nuts.
The worm.
The worm, yeah. That thing was a fucking water dragon. That thing was scary. So, okay, concerning, I mean, just, where do you want to dive into next? I mean,
I can't remember his name. I'm looking it up right now. We're doing a live Google search.
We're doing some live Googling.
But the one elf.
Yeah.
The ranger. Elf.
Ranger, yes. I can't remember his name. I really have enjoyed him too. That's one of the side stories that's kind of like we're being followed along with. Started with an A.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hold.
Is it Arondir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got some cool sequences. This is like, I think he's going to create the first half elf.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
He's like an elf who thinks that humans are okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the elves very much are like...
The racial factors are pretty crazy at this point.
These people are still like servants of Morgoth.
Yeah. There's like Morgoth sympathizers.
That's all they ever will be.
Yeah. There's the racial tension in this is crazy. Like nobody fucks with each other.
Yeah.
We saw that a lot with Elrond going to Khazad-dûm in episode 2.
Meeting
Also,
Durin.
I want to just say I do love the actor portraying Elrond.
Yeah,
really
no,
good,
he's doing
man.
really good. He's doing really good.
I know a lot of people want to see the original guy. You know,
oh yeah.
What are you gonna do? Deep fake him?
Yeah. Like,
we had this conversation where like even if they put him in it,
people
and
are just
deepfaked
gonna
him,
be mad that he got deep faked.
Exactly. So I think they made the right choice, and
Yeah,
I
no,
like
he's
how
doing
this
good.
guy's doing.
He's doing good.
There was some really fun moments for him in the second episode. Again, I think he like shown
endurance
better.
Test.
Yeah, the endurance test. I liked his interaction with the dwarves. I
Yeah.
fucking have always loved dwarves. Gimli did that for me ever since Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
I fucking love dwarves, man. So episode 2 was really fun with that. Again, getting to see Khazad Dûm.
I mean, yeah. Who else is there? I mean, we talked about Nori.
Yeah, so Nori in this mysterious stranger that
Yeah,
fell from the
end
sky.
of episode 1, there's like a meteor
Yeah, that's like the
that
big
crashes down
culmination.
to Earth and to Middle Earth, and it turns out that it's actually a dude.
Yeah. We're guessing he's like a Maiar. He's like one of the wizards, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what he's got to be.
Because he's doing magic. He's been able to control fire.
He does the whole he yells and starts like swelling energy around him.
Very mysterious. I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out.
Yeah, he kills a bunch of fireflies.
That was crazy. He was he was assigning them to stars.
He was
in the sky.
giving them like a constellation symbol, and then they all died.
The way he was talking to them made me think of like Gandalf
Mm-hmm.
in the Fellowship when he speaks to the moth or the butterfly.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that kind of made me think this is wizard territory, but I don't know, I don't recall from reading the books what happened when they were first
sent to
Middle Earth. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really remember how that process was. I don't know if they came from Valinor.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy, like we said, this guy looks like
crashed down like naked and afraid.
Yeah, it looks like Iluvatar just loaded him up into a 9 and shot his ass down from space. He fucking commented down.
The
dude.
God Gat.
The God Gat. We've determined this is how Iluvatar sends Maiar to Earth.
Just loads him up and shoots him down.
Gah, gah, gah. Crash land and be confused.
Insane, man.
But yeah, we're gonna see how that plays out. I'm really interested.
Yeah.
We didn't get that much out of him in episode 2, so we're still kind of at like a what's happening kind of space.
We got to meet Durin's wife. I love her.
She was great. Yeah, yeah. I love the tension between Elrond and Durin. Again, with that going from the elves' perspective.
20 years, maybe a blink of an eye to you, but it's my entire life to me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, pretty fucking crazy. I really like this friendship between Elrond and Durin.
It feels real.
Yeah, and it's at a time where like the races are very separated right now in Middle Earth.
And Elrond's trying to bridge that gap.
Yeah, yeah. And another person that we haven't talked about yet,
Celebrimbor.
Yeah.
The Bright Lord.
Crazy, dude. I love the I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Aule.
Yeah.
Name drop the god who created the dwarves.
Yes.
Feanor's
hammer.
That was it's beautiful, dude. It's beautiful. I love that exposition that you got with the Silmarils and Morgoth, how it almost turned him.
Yes. Oh man.
The beauty of the Silmaril almost turned Morgoth.
The great enemy.
That's fucking cool, dude. Shut the hell up.
Until he
fucking cool.
His tear fell on it and he saw his own evil reflection.
Oh my god, dude.
Insane.
I fucking love all the Morgoth stuff, dude. I love it. Give me more.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with it, like regarding Sauron, because we're getting so many like
mixed signals,
hints of Sauron.
Orcs be like underground right now.
Orcs are underground.
Like, underground caverns for orcs and shit.
There's a kid with like Sauron's sword.
Yeah, dude. So the elf
Arondir,
and he's with that human woman in that village, the Númenóreans.
Yeah.
I believe that's just the name for humans. I think I may be wrong. Somebody might scream at me and tell me to die.
I was gonna say I think that might be like a specific space for humans.
Gotcha.
Like
okay. I wasn't sure if they called them Númenóreans or
I was
just
gonna
humans.
say because, yeah, I think it's like Númenor was like a land.
Gotcha. So we're in these like human villages, pretty much.
Like the southern lands.
the southern lands, and there hadn't been any tell of orcs or anything recently, and
like
probably
hundreds of
years. Yeah, they were hunting them all down.
Yeah, because Galadriel was looking for any sign.
Yeah. And now we're kind of being thrust back into this. They're back, but why? Who's leading them? To get back to Celebrimbor, he starts talking about creating these...
He wants to make something of power.
These rings? These rings of power?
Perhaps,
some powerful rings?
You know, I just want to make something... I don't want to make just any old jewelry. I want to make something with real power.
As I was like, who you been talking to, Celebrimbor? Somebody giving you these ideas? Because, like, I'm wondering, what is Sauron's presence right now? I know there's a time where he exists as just a man,
just
that's
a
kind
dude,
of
yeah.
But I don't know if that's right now or not. So
Yeah.
I don't know if Celebrimbor came
yeah.
up with this by himself, and then he's going to be swindled in some way. But I'm very excited to see how it plays out.
I'm very, very interested. Celebrimbor is a very important character.
Oh yeah. How do you think the feel of the show has been? Have you been broadened out in any moments, or has it been pretty immersive for you, like the fantasy?
I think I haven't been brought too out of it, I think.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess maybe like Galadriel's boat stuff kind of made me suspend disbelief for a little bit. Because she just is swimming like for like a day.
That
straight.
shit was crazy, yeah. Like right before going into Valinor, jumping off of the boat. What I thought was funny is that like they were all standing there with just their swords, down for like how long? Like because we saw them like that, then it cut, and then it comes back, and they're still standing like that. I'm like, have they been here for days?
They're sailing.
Posted on the corner. They're just they're ready to go.
They're ready to enter the Undying Lands, return home.
God, man, that shit was crazy. I think the only thing that I would ever get pulled out of was maybe some of the Harfoot stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I just need to get used to it and then in the new kind of design.
Of them, yeah.
Yeah, but...
They're really tiny.
It's not anything bad. And yeah, that's interesting, too. The way they did scale in this, it seems like, from what I heard about the production, they filmed things several times, just over and over again.
Really?
To get the scale right. So
okay.
like, you're going to be here for this scene. You're going to be farther from the camera or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like that. Yeah. It's like that movie magic. How are we going to make this shit work?
That's crazy, man.
Interesting, yeah. Do you know how much went into this budget?
It was like $100 million or something like that, right?
It was $1 billion, dude.
Oh, that's more.
Insert $1 billion.
Thank you, Dr. Evil.
That shit's crazy, man.
No, that's wild.
It's an expensive fucking show, and it's a show. That's nuts.
And it's a show.
I think, but like I guess shows are becoming more of a spectacle now. We've moved on to more of like a cinematic.
Yeah.
Age of television. You know, it's not like it's not.
People want more than just 44 minutes of 25 episode series where
right.
It's like just like slight like monster of the week stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I don't know. They're just they're taking on more ambitious things like this.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. That's a
definitely.
Crazy amount of money. Can't even think about it, but like I think they're utilizing it well. I think it looks fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
The writing's been good, man. I haven't had a problem with it.
I think so.
I think they're handling these characters really well, and I'm really excited to see how it progresses.
Yeah, the dialogue feels very much like classic Tolkien.
Yeah, it's. I think they did really well with that. I've seen people complain, but go back and watch The Lord of the Rings and tell me that that's not cheesy at times. No, for sure. I mean, Frodo jumps into Gandalf's wagon cart onto his lap, and he's a grown-ass hobbit.
Yeah.
Gandalf!
Dude,
the scene when he's waking up in Return of the King.
Oh my god.
And they all just are jumping on the bed with him. Gandalf!
I can only ever think of the scene from Clerks 2 when Randall makes the Lord of the Rings fan vomit.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ. It's a good scene.
No,
but I am a
it's
Lord of
good.
the Rings stan.
No, it's
alright?
good. I love it.
Beautiful
You have
scene,
to
though.
love it, man. It's great.
Here's the first movie.
You've got like all the scenes of just like Samwise and Frodo, where it's like Frodo's like, "I'm going off on my own,"
yeah,
and
No, you're
Sam's
not.
like, "Well, of course you are, and I'm going with you."
I fucking love it, dude.
And then I mean, like, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, dialogue." Like, then why isn't the evil gone from here? You're gonna say that's
Yeah.
bad, but then you're gonna let lines like, "I can't carry you," or "I can't carry the ring, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you." That's like cinema to you.
He saddles him up. Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Like, yes, it is cinema to me, but that's like the other stuff
you
is
can't
also
draw lines
great.
just because it's
Yeah.
new content.
Yeah.
You can't be mad just because it's new. So, if you're like that, go somewhere else.
Bye.
Bye. No, I fuck with this show. And
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna keep watching.
Rings
it.
of Power is good. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm really curious about this stranger dude that fell from the sky.
Yeah,
I like
for
need
sure.
to know what's going on with him.
Yeah. And the way that episode 2 landed off was Galadriel was just found by a mysterious figure
Some
who we have
dude,
not
yeah.
seen. So excited to kind of see where that goes.
For sure.
We will do another episode on this to wrap up the series.
Yeah, once
it's
all the
finished.
episodes are out.
And then we're gonna also talk about another fantasy series that came out this year. We're gonna get into some game of House of the Dragon.
Game of House of Thrones.
Game of
the
House
Dragon.
of Throne of Dragon's Throne. We're gonna talk House of the Dragon because it's pretty interesting that we've got two like super major fantasy things
That came
coming
out
at
like
once.
at the same time.
Literally, dude. It's kind of wild. So probably once the season's done airing, we might do an episode on that.
Binge it all at once.
Yeah. So look out for that. Look out for the episode where we finish up our thoughts on Rings of Power.
Yes.
Until then, I'm just gonna give these episodes. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
I think I'm with you there on that one.
I had a lot of fun, and when it comes down to it, that's how I rate my movies. It gave me that same feeling of being plunged back into Middle Earth.
Yeah, no, you definitely. I got my Middle Earth fix from it.
Exactly. So I'm gonna stand by that, a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I
and
think it's a fair number
yeah,
for the first 2 episodes. Very strong,
absolutely.
in my opinion.
Super excited to see how it all plays out.
Most definitely.
All right, guys. Well, until next time, I'm Zac Andrew.
And I'm Andrew Hall.
Catch you on the flip side, motherfucker.
Sayonara, bitch.